Meantime, Zach, we good? Thank you. All right, welcome everybody to the July 22nd, 2025 Planning Board meeting. Tonight we got minutes, two sets of minutes, one from June 24th, one from July 11th. Old business of former shoreline zoning application for the Pearlsons. And new business of formal site plan application for Emerald Pine Solar. Another formal site plan application for UC Properties. Road name application and findings of fact. And then this board has to reorganize. So I guess we'll start with the minutes of the 24th. So it's me, George, and Heather. This was the Osceola one.
Motion, unless anyone has comments.
No, I read fine.
Okay. I can make a motion that we approve the minutes of June 24th as presented, without correction.
Second.
Discussion, all those in favor? Take that on the top, George, please.
Yeah. And then the other thing, there's two different dates here. You said the 11th on the agenda, but it's actually the 8th on the minutes, so, which is.
Yes, it should say the 8th, or whatever's on the minutes is right. I
on
probably
the
was
minutes,
looking
okay.
at the June 24th minutes, but,
Oh, okay,
and put that in the agenda.
yeah, okay. That's what I was- so, second, so, right. Okay, I can,
And then we'll go to,
we didn't make a motion on that one yet.
Yep, that one's all done. It was
The second one,
seconded and voted on. So
Okay.
the second one,
I
well,
guess I voted.
you did.
All right, we're good.
all right, the next one is the July 8th. And that's gonna be myself, George, and David.
Right. Can make a motion on that one, that the minutes from July 8th accepted as presented.
Second.
Discussion, all those in favor?
First signature there.
Sorry about the boarding house reach there.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll go to old business, a formal shoreline zoning application for the Pearlsons, 132 Sunderland Drive, map 14, lot 45H.
Good evening.
Stephen Stewart.
Good.
Jim.
Have at it.
All right. Well, Stuart Davis with Davis Land Surveying, here representing John and Julian Pearlson, who have property at 132 Sunderland Drive. We were here back in December 24th. Pretty much went through the whole application. We went over all the numbers. I'm not even sure if you might have did your checklist, but in the end, it came down to replacement of the piers under the structure. It was going to be, Scott brought up, it was going to be more than 50%. It was going to be replaced, we'd have to move the building back. So it took them a while to make the decision, but they finally decided that we're going to move this, we got the building moved back behind the 25 feet. We're still maintaining, I don't know if Zach's going to bring that up or not, still maintaining the 3.6 setback that was originally done for the original camp. So all we've done is we moved it back behind 25 feet. Twisted about 30 degrees and still maintaining that 3.6 side setback. All the piers under there, because it's going to be moved, is going to be replaced as opposed to frost walls with flood openings. So all the piers will be replaced with frost proofing under them. The finished floor of the camp right now is at 309, which is the base flood elevation, so the camp's gonna be raised up 1 foot to be at 310. Outside of moving the building back to 125 and twisting the thumb, it's the same as what you looked at back in December. The numbers are all still the same, impervious area, lot coverage, expansion. In this packet that we handed in is also the permit by rule that was submitted and approved through DEP, along with the original elevation certificate for where the building sits right now. And once the building is constructed and completed, we'll go back and do another elevation certificate on the finished floor on the structure. I think everything else, it's pretty much the same as you had looked back in December, same application. I think we did change the numbers in red in the application, are the numbers that got changed from the original application. If I can find it. On page 3 of the application is number 3A is increased because the other thing they're doing is the shed out back across the road. Which sits inside the setbacks. They're gonna wanna replace that shed with a 6x10 shed, bring it inside the setbacks. Right now, we've got it just placed right here. They wanna look at that in the spring, or when they come up this summer. And they're trying to eliminate not having to cut any trees. They wanna see where that shed's gonna exactly go in that area, but it'll be moved within the, within the 20-foot side, rear setbacks. So that's the only number that really changed. The bigger shed went from 94.2 to 134.2, which again changed the square footage, brought the existing pervious from 3.1 to 13.3. That was basically the only changes in the application. Oh, I see another red here. The fourth letter down for the side setback, which is what originally was 3.5, but it's actually 3.6, so that number is also changed. I think that's it. For any changes that were made since December.
All right, anybody on the board have a question about this before we ask?
Wasn't there an issue with the shed the last time? I thought they had to remove the shed and not have it because of the size or something? Or am I thinking of something?
You're thinking about the one that was on Trip
Alright,
up by Bob Marley's place,
got it. Alright.
where they were trying to get that squared off the deck.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
So this is gonna be a 10 by 20 shed? That's what you have proposed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, right now I think it's
6 by 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's in a little bit of disrepair, so they don't wanna replace it, but they're gonna move it inside the setbacks. And place it about where we're showing it on the plan, they just wanna look at where the trees are and try and eliminate cutting trees at all. They can fit it in there.
I assume the height's not going any higher than the existing building.
Well, the height is going up a foot because we have to
Oh,
raise
yeah.
the building a foot, so I think, the roof height was about 20,
The addition's not going any higher than.
no, not the addition, the structure itself. Can't find it right, but I think it was like around 26. It'll be at 27 now.
And parts of that are still in the floodplain, right?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, pretty much the whole, underneath the camp itself is still gonna be,
That's to all floodplain there?
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it follows that 309 contour.
I just pulled out the one, new one, but I will go see what I have. We didn't add anything to it, we just put tabled on it.
What I'm saying is I don't have one.
Okay.
That's why I was asking. Sorry about that.
No, that's,
I'm always known to miss things. Right there, it's not there. So is this something new that's gonna be filed with? I've never seen this form.
Just have earned by rule. Their applications have all changed.
Okay. So that's part of the whole new stuff.
It's on electronic now, you can't fill out the paper copy anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a one-page form anymore. You go online, fill everything out online, pay online, do everything right on. You first submit an intent to apply.
They do now send out a final, if they review it, they do send out a final letter, but
And they changed it from 14 days to 20. What
Right.
I was impressed with, we've done 4 in the last month, and we've gotten responses back within 5 days.
until that person leaves the office. She's there.
Yeah, doing a great job.
She is.
And the fees went from 70 some odd dollars up to $322 plus a $2 additional charge, so basically $324 now for permit.
Plus the butter notifications.
That was to keep him there. He put the salary up.
Yes.
Oh. Your budget goes on 70%, 7 years, and they make it up somehow,
I
right?
would think so, yeah.
So other than that, is everyone having a good day or what?
So you got a new member, Jim Dunn.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
You see Big Jim's Dunn?
Big Jim's done, he's a select board member now.
Good for him.
Again.
my desk ate it.
You did ask you that. All right. Can you show me where the parking again is on that sewer?
What's that?
The parking?
Basically, the driveway comes in and they just park right here.
Okay. There's no clearing then to rotate the building and all that?
No, no trees be taken down.
You said the development's gonna be at 310 versus the 309.
Yeah, the finished floor will be 310 or above.
You just gotta check the boxes a foot higher. I know you
Yes.
mentioned that before. But.
Yep.
All right, I'll take a motion on the checklist then, please.
I'll make a motion that we accept the checklist of full shoreline zoning applications, Julian and Jonathan Burleson, 132 Sunderland Drive, map 14, lot 45H is complete.
Have a second, please.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? Anybody here from the audience want to speak on this before we do the formal? No? Okay, George?
I'll make a motion that we accept the full shoreline zoning application, Jillian and Jonathan Burleson, 132 Sunderland Drive, map 14, lot 45H, accepted with a no sidewalk and no public hearing.
Second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? All right, Stuart, do your normal stuff, file everything, get your permits. Have at it.
Bring you some plans.
Sounds good. So I'll let you sign the
Thank you, folks.
phosphorus slip at the bottom. All right.
Please do it. Take care.
Take care. Thank you.
Yep, next thing's new business, formal site plan application, Emerald Pine Solar LLC, 0 Mechanic Falls Road, map 12, lots 48 and 50.
Good evening.
Even.
My name's Steve Harding. I work for Sebago Technics. I have with me Mike Atkinson from Emerald Pine Solar. Also have Remy McDonald behind Mike, who's from Sebago Technics as well. Has been working on the project. The project itself is located to the northeast of Mechanic Falls Road. We have the municipal boundary with Mechanic Falls here on the left side. Further off the drawing here on the upper part is the Little Androscoggin River. On the other side is Pineham. The larger site here extends 88 acres where Emerald Pine will be leasing an area from that. And then there's a 10.5 acre parcel that butts to the land here. They have an access easement to get across that property to reach this property, and then they'll be leasing that area for the solar array. The solar array itself will be about 9.6 acres in land area. We looked at wetlands out there. There's an extensive wetland complex here. There's a finger that crosses the proposed driveway, a little wetland area here, and then there are wetlands further off the drawing to the top of the page. We didn't find any vernal pools when we were out there. The access drive itself will come right off Mechanic Falls Road. There is an existing DOT entrance permit that was done years ago for the forestry operations that were conducted on the site. We'll have to update that for the use of a solar array, so we've submitted that today. I'll send a copy of that to Scott later this afternoon. The roadway itself, we're proposing a 16-foot wide gravel roadway with 2-foot gravel shoulders covered with 2 inches of loam and grass. So the total width of the gravel base will be 20 feet. And I understand we need to ask for a waiver of that, of the 20-foot standard to have that roadway. I understand that's also been granted in the past. The second waiver that we've asked for with the driveway, we're planning to pitch it towards the left side, take advantage of some of the upland areas here, get a little stormwater treatment from the gravel driveway. We will put a culvert underneath the road here. that will allow the wetland complex to connect itself, connect to one another, and also pass stormwater through there. The site itself is extremely flat and has like a lot of wetlands around it in this area. Eventually, everything makes its way to the Little Androscoggin, but it's a very flat site. The road coverage is about 13,800 square feet. The panels themselves are not considered impervious, they'll be sloped. There'll be grass areas underneath the panels and around the panels. Those will be mowed twice a year, so those aren't considered impervious areas. So the total coverage is less than 14,000 square feet. Again, the stormwater site's very flat. Where this area crosses the wetland, where the driveway crosses the wetland, it's about 3,524 square feet we've calculated of wetland impact. That'll be below the DEP's 4,300 square foot threshold to trigger their permitting, so we'll be exempt from the DEP's NRPA permitting. However, we will have to apply for a U.S. Army Corps permit through a self-verification notification form. And as part of that, they require the culvert that's underneath the roadway to be oversized. So we'll put a 3-foot diameter culvert in there and embed it 1 foot to meet their standards. That allows wildlife to pass through the culvert as well as stormwater. So the other permit we'll need, you're gonna impact more than an acre, disturb more than an acre of land, but our impervious area is well below what the DEP stormwater law would require, so we'll have to do a DEP stormwater PBR as a permit by rule. So we're gonna wait until after this meeting to apply for that permit. We've putting together a main DEP decommissioning permit. We've put notices out to the abutters. We've advertised that in the Portland Press Herald, and we just have to wait a few days for that period to end, and then we can submit that. We're targeting the 24th to make that submission. And then before construction starts, once a contractor is selected, the contractor will have to submit to the DEP a main general construction permit, notice of intent, and that will cover the construction activities with the site. We've gone through Tim Mishu's review comments. Again, we've added the requested waivers here. We've addressed, Tim made a comment about putting an erosion control barrier around the perimeter of the array, which we hadn't put on, so we've got that in place now. We sent a letter back and tried to address Tim's comments. Made a comment about signs, which there won't be a sign next to the road, but if we have any signs on the fence, we'll make sure to have Scott look at those before they're put up. Make sure that they're correct. The rodent here, I guess, needs to have a road name, so we've started filling out the road name application, and Mike's provided a few suggestions for the road name. We anticipate submitting that to Scott as well. And Tim's made a few other comments about adding like riprap in the ends of the culvert. We've gone through and addressed those. And, the only comment that we were hoping to avoid, there's a suggestion for a road profile view, which we've got grading on the roadway itself, or the driveway itself. And since it's really a driveway to a site, we just feel that'll be sufficient for a contractor to build this the way we've designed it. So that would be our only pushback, I guess, on some of Tim's comments. So with that, I'll try to answer any questions you may have. Mike's here as well to answer anything you may have for him.
Tim's issue from Terradine is here as well.
Yep. So is this gonna be your community solar farm?
Yes,
I thought those were capped at under a megawatt.
they are. They cannot be over, they cannot be 1 megawatt or greater. This is just under 1 megawatt.
Why am I reading in here, so 1.5 megawatt? DC.
It is 0.99 megawatts AC, 1.5 megawatts DC. The AC size is what CMP cares about.
No, I understand, I'm just surprised that you put it in on the DC side, because if we know it's capped at one, I would have thought you would have gone that way, but,
Yeah, the AC size wasn't referenced in there, that was a mistake.
okay. I don't know, have we ever let, roads be built without, profiles? I can't think of any.
I think it would be a first, since I've been here.
Yeah.
I think you'd wanna see something, I mean, emergency vehicles do have to go down there, so. I think that was one of his questions, and one of Tom's questions when he came in. I didn't write it on here because he was looking for dimensions on the turnaround and how wide the road was, road profiles.
We could certainly provide a profile if you need one.
You know, it's just, we don't wanna treat anybody special, and we don't wanna hold other people to a different set of standards than we do for everybody else, right?
No, it's
I mean,
understandable. We
it
just
basically
looked
is a road, I mean, it truly is gonna be a driveway when everything's done, but it truly is a road, so it's kind of,
Now, if you need one, we certainly
Yeah.
can provide one.
well, it just allows the third party to go out there and make sure everything's built away. And set off on that. People from the board got questions? So when were you out there doing the wetland complex stuff?
We went out in April and looked for vernal pools.
So you were out early?
That's the vernal pool season. I forget exactly, I know the date's April. And then we went back out in June and did the mapping.
Yeah, no, I saw the vehicle down there in June, so that's why I was asking, because just to make sure you're out there at the right times.
You know, we scrambled around in May and hit all the sites, and then we go back and,
I'm sure you have to, because you got
Pool
a
season's
1 month,
over.
1 month little run to
yeah.
take
so
care of
we had
everything we're
scramble.
trying to do.
Exactly.
George, you got anything?
Well, no, my concern, I think we talked about is the road, was, you know, Hopewell Road, and then, as far as, you know, the fire department and, you know, approving the turnaround, because the turnaround in there has to meet their, they turn their equipment around. And I guess the other thing too is this, and it probably said in there, I buzzed through it a couple different times, but, is it completely fenced? The perimeter of this
Yes,
will be completely fenced?
the road won't be fenced, there'll be
A gate?
a gate at the end of the road, but the entire array will be fenced.
Okay.
And there'll be about a foot off the ground, the fencing will allow for small animals to pass through, is that a
So
DEP
that,
requirement?
a foxhole, to that effect, yeah.
Don't let any goats in there.
Are these rotational panels?
Yes,
Or
the
they
plan,
fixed?
the plan is to use a tracker system, given how flat the land is.
Seems like there was something else too that I was thinking of.
Something else.
The project already has its approval from CMP as well. It's been allowed to connect to the grid, so we, like to start construction as soon as possible and as soon as we have the remaining DEP permits.
Well, wasn't one of the things about, and just a recommendation about dirt bag discharge, dirt bag discharges during construction, did you see that at the note?
Yeah, we did see that. We added a detail on the detail sheet, said detail 501, which we haven't, it's not in that packet. And in that detail, there are notes as to, how you cite that, the way you put it in. So, we You don't typically show them on the site plan because it's really a field type fit.
Right.
You put them, you know, where you need them and where it makes the most sense. There's a detail now with that in there. We have to do anything water.
Mhm.
So is Bangor Savings, finance your other projects in the state of Maine?
They have financed some of my partner's projects, Acadia Energy, who's referenced in the application. They are my financing partners. They're a solar company based in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and they've worked with Bangor Savings Bank in the past. But it is not the only lender that they use. It is just their their bank that has a lot of their holdings and is able to write the letter stating that there's the financial capacity at the time to do the required activities.
Well, it basically says that they have the financial capabilities to do the pre-build-out package. It doesn't say that. It says, well, this is not a commitment to finance. It says, I believe Bangor Savings will be able to provide a financing package sufficient to meet the needs, blah, 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 blah stuff. So, just so I'm understanding, who's borrowing the money, Acadia?
Acadia, yes.
Okay, and then they're funding the project and subbing it out to you?
I am the developer on the project, so I work with Acadia to get the permits, connect to the grid, find the property itself. They would be subbing it out to a local construction company to actually do the physical construction that would work with Sebago and their plan. They've built a number of projects across the state. I've worked on a handful of those with them and on my own as well.
And were these community solar ones, or were these the bigger ones back when those were going on?
Some of both. Some were 5 megawatts in size, and of course the more recent ones have all been under a megawatt.
Scott?
I would ask Tim, their response,
I had no comments on the responses, I agreed with them.
okay, so everything that, their response, they're
Yeah.
taking care of your issues.
Correct.
So just so I'm 100% understanding something here on the decommissioning budget, this is your budget to go break up all the concrete, rip, or CMP to take out their equipment if they decide to do so. If not, they can keep their equipment in there, correct? Pulling up the fences, do you disconnect the road, or you let the road stay?
It would be up to the property
What's
owner.
the property owner on that? No, it seems like a low number here.
What about the,
I mean, so is this what the bond would be taken out for is roughly 70 grand on that?
Yes, yeah, and that's being submitted to the DEP as well, as part of the decommissioning plan application. I've seen them approve numbers lower than that for similar sized projects. We feel that is sufficient.
I think the question I had too is, and maybe more of Scott, but who does the inspections on these as far as once they're in place to determine if they're functioning up to capacity or whatever, when they're getting long in life, then have to have an inspection?
once they're installed.
Who's responsible for that? Like, according to this, it's saying that they're, like on the 15th year, just to say that there would be an inspection of the property.
That would be,
Do they send
Of the
reports to
array.
you, or?
we haven't got to that
We
point.
haven't got that far.
We haven't been that far with it.
Yeah, we're-
No, I know,
we're
but I mean,
in the
it'd be nice to have a plan in place that we're, you know, I mean, going down the road, somebody just doesn't go up the hand, oh, I don't know what we do now, you know, so.
Yeah, we'd like to keep this running smoothly and producing power so that it's making money, and, you know, when the time comes, the town would like to see reports of how it's functioning. I don't see why that would be an issue to provide them.
Do you have other facilities now that have approached that, probably not that length of time, but?
No.
Nothing,
Nothing,
you know, I mean,
no, well-
especially in this state, the build-out's been,
Well, that,
it's been the money grab to go after on the big developer end stuff prior to the community solar farm, and that's why the community solar farm's coming in now, is a lot of the funding is gone by the wayside on the solar, all the solar stuff, like, you know. So I didn't read the lease, it's not up to me to do that. But just from the other farms that have been approved in the town, is this a 20-year with 10-year and 2 5s? Is it a 40-year lease, is it a 30-year lease, what is it?
20-year with 4 5-year
4
extension
5s.
periods.
So there's your answer right there, so after 15 years, the panels aren't doing well.
it'll be gone.
Well,
That'll be,
well, it's a matter of, do you replace stuff, or do you make sure, you know?
Right.
But, okay. That's interesting.
so it's up to, who though to determine with the, as far as the escrow that's held, or whatever we bond, performance bond, is it, because it's not, doesn't come from the town, who determines that dollar amount? To decommission it, should it have to be, because we're
They
doing it
gotta-
25 years out, right?
Right, they gotta submit it through DEP, and then they gotta take a bond out with DEP. I mean, we can be named a named beneficiary, I don't even know what the truth
Yeah,
term
also,
is.
also, yeah.
And also insured,
Also insured,
if the
right.
town wants that,
Yeah, happy to add
Which-
you on that.
which should be the case, because, well, at that point, I know I'm gonna be dead, but whatever.
Oh, I know. We don't have cursing us later, you know?
Yeah, well,
That's the number, that the 69,000 number will be submitted to the DEP. If they don't agree with that number, they will tell us to increase it, and that's, you know, what they tell us to increase it to is what will be on the bond amount. And again, the town will be listed as
Also
additional.
insured.
yes.
Okay.
And once again, I wasn't able to get my packet until Monday, and this was a hell of a lot of material to go through, because, I mean, we've got another one just your size or bigger here. So explain to me, these are 2 lots owned by family. There's something in here giving the right of way to go over the front part of the lot.
Yes, we have an easement with the landowner who has the.
Is that written, is that somewhere here, or is that in a deed? or-
Yeah, so we intended to include that, and we submitted the DEP, the DOT application, I was gonna include it, and I realized it wasn't in there, but I did bring copies of that, if you'd like.
It will be recorded along with the lease when the time comes.
That's fine, I mean, I don't need to see, I didn't see it in here going.
Yeah, I apologize, we had fully intended to put it in there.
But we should have copies submitted though.
Yeah, I mean, we can do a conditional approval with that being
Yeah,
submitted.
and Scott, I sent you a copy electronically, you may not have seen it, late in the afternoon, so.
Inspections in the afternoon, so I did not see my email.
And as far as the remainder, the front lot is at least just right of way to cross it, is that it, or?
Yes, just a right of way to cross it where they have an existing DOT access permit. We would extend the driveway that's there now to cross the property.
Okay. But no other development can happen on that, I mean, is that, what happens to the rest of that land in the front? Is that, I mean, is it something that,
We won't be developing it.
no, I'm not saying you will, but like, if that, probably wetlands there anyway, a lot of it.
Yeah, it looks, from here over, and I don't know how far this lot goes, but, we didn't map all this, but it's definitely wet through here.
Very wet.
So,
just,
Well,
It's
I know
definitely
if
has some
Drive
restrictions.
by there in the springtime, like, pretty wet area, but I wasn't sure what,
Scott told me how wet it was before I even had a lease.
well, yeah, I just
walking
know
there.
the state wetlands and they're all along the road. so.
yeah.
It's a big reason nothing's developed down there. Well, since this isn't impervious either, it's a win-win, I guess.
Right.
All right, if nobody else has anything, I'll go through the checklist.
Did you need both copies of that?
Scott, just for my own understanding, when an application comes in like this, you guys are doing the butter notifications, correct?
Yes.
So how do you reach out to, this actually bridges through communities, how do the other communities find out about it?
It's not subdivision, so we don't have to
Yeah,
notify them.
Prince CLUC doesn't require them, but
There's a subdivision.
It's subdivision you do, so, okay.
We'd have to notify the town, basically.
or if we were rezoning something along that line.
You want to do on signs, just say it's received, because they're gonna put a sign up there and work through Scott.
Yes.
How loud are the inverters?
It won't be noticeable from outside the fence line. I don't have the exact decimal rating. I've walked on plenty of these and it's not something you pick up really walking past them.
As far as, in the recommendation of the waivers, we got about the super elevated mono slope roadway, is that something that we need to waive for that?
Well,
Or is that for it under the waivers, is that
I think we're gonna have to, along with getting the,
the width?
well, that, but just the contour, the road contour
Okay.
profile. So coming in and off the road, then you're gonna do 4 poles and then go underground?
The plan was to have above ground the entire way. Along the access road.
We had 4 poles here and then poles, overhead poles coming
Yeah, I
in.
know, I counted them on the,
Yeah,
I don't know, 4 or 5 or something, was it, I couldn't.
We had the 4.
I mean, the hope is to use as few as possible, but there will definitely be 4 there, for the required equipment. But going underground is significantly more expensive and it's, more impact to the wetlands we'd be crossing, and just more disturbing the ground. They won't really be visible very much from the roadway, given how far back and how vegetated it is along the road.
All right, I'll take a motion on the checklist, please.
Right, I'll make a motion that we approve the checklist for formal site plan application, Emerald Pine Solar LLC, Mechanic Falls Road, map 12, lot 48 and 50. It's complete.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Before we go on to the formal, anybody in the audience have questions? Any butters, anybody going once, going twice? Okay. George, whoever wants to.
As far as the waivers we're adding to the approval would be the width of the road, reduced to 16 feet, is that correct, in the profile, or the profile would be part of that?
Well, it'll be part of that, but I don't think we should waive we should waive it down to 16 feet as long as it's okay with the fire chief, that's fire chief's definition.
It's actually, it's 20 feet with, it's 20 feet of gravel. 16 feet, is that correct?
Yeah,
20 feet of
it's 20
gravel.
feet of gravel, 16 feet of surface
Mhm.
gravel, and then the two shoulders will have 2-foot shoulders with 2 inches along over it. So you can drive on it and still be supported.
So reduce it to 20 feet. Is there anything else we need to add in the conditions?
Not that I know of.
Give DEP approvals.
Okay.
Listing the town as additionally insured, because that's not a DEP requirement.
What's that, as far as,
On the
bottom.
decommissioning report, listing
Oh.
the town as an additional insured.
Army Corps.
Army Corps listed as what?
Are they still need to apply to Army Corps?
Yes, we
correct?
need an Army Corps wetlands permit, we need a stormwater permit by rule,
Okay.
and we need the DOT entrance driveway update.
Anything else? I guess that's it.
Name of the road.
Yeah,
Yep.
road name.
Yep.
Open to suggestions on the road name.
I don't know, it's like
Foxhole
naming a
Drive,
dog.
Foxhole
You-
Drive.
you
Yeah,
pick.
I was gonna say, since you mentioned that, Foxhole Drive. Now that I'm just good. Something.
Alright, 16, town is additional insured, stormwater, PBR, entrance driveway, road name. That was that, right?
And she said, name of the road and Army Corps and DOT permit.
Okay.
All right, I'll walk through this and tell me if I miss them. I'll make a motion that we approve the formal formal site plan application for Emerald Pine Solar LLC, Mechanic Falls Road, map 12, lot 48 and 50, with the following conditions that we need and you're calling them waivers, but a condition of we receive a profile of the road from up 20 feet width, and that also we need a road name, need approvals from, or permits from Army Corps and DOT permit. And then we had also in performance bond that Town of Poland being also insured. Is there anything else I missed?
The
On-site
DEP.
public.
Yeah,
and
DEP approvals.
What'd you say?
DEP approvals.
DEP,
And
DEP approval, right, DEP approval, and, yeah, and then no sidewalk and no public hearing.
yes.
Second.
All those in favor? You guys need any of your stuff back? Want any of your stuff back to the back stable to shred it? Is it for your gerbils or hamsters or anything?
We're good.
Thank you.
Yep. Okay.
Does bond be increased every year based on the cost of decommissioning?
5 years.
5 years? Or gets reevaluated every 5 years by the state?
Yeah, you're taking today's dollars and every
5 years. Okay.
All right, so next business is the formal site plan application for UC Properties, Main Street, map 47, lots 3 and 4. All righty?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, board members, for having us here tonight. My name is Bill Garish. I work for Sebago Technics, and here for the street access project adjacent to 457 Main Street. Also, Stacy Edelstein is here, representing the applicant, as well as Rich Bertoni, both in the back room over there. And I guess I'll just start with discussing the existing site. The site that's, there's actually 3 lots involved in this street access. And this is, they're all in tax map 6, lot 47. Lot 47-1 is an existing lot. It's the Top Gun facility. That is owned by Joseph Simino, and we refer to that as Lot 1 throughout the application. There is a 2-acre lot over here that has an existing building. It's currently vacant. That is actually tax map 6, lot 47-3, otherwise referred to as lot 3. That is the lot that's owned by UC Properties. And then recently, tax map 6, lot 47-4, otherwise referred to as lot 4, would be this area here that abuts Main Street, Route 26, and extends out in this area. That lot is 2.46 acres, and that was recently acquired by Poland Main Street LLC, who is one of the co-applicants for this project. And the primary purpose of this project, there's currently a driveway into Lot 1 to the Top Gun facility. There's also a driveway that was recently, I guess, partially removed, which was the access to Lot 3. And then, of course, the access to Lot 4 would be through this parcel. So this is a Route 26 in this area is a mobility arterial, so limiting access and site distance and so forth. The DOT is requiring a single access point, which all 3 lots would utilize as their access to the site. So that's a primary purpose, is to get this cleaned up, get these other access points removed, and conform with the DOT requirements. There is a DOT entrance permit in place that approves all of this. that was issued last fall. The secondary purpose of the project is also to extend the gravel roadway up into Lot 4 to accommodate some potential future residential development in that lot. Also to clean up some of the site work around the vacant building. There was a stormwater pond that was constructed in this area as part of the development of this site. That stormwater pond is in need of some work, and that will all get cleaned up along with the entrance street, providing access. It kind of cleans up this site and gets it back in compliance with the DEP permit that was issued for this site. The DOT entrance permit that was issued here was for up to 99 peak hour trips in a day. The DOT also provided a waiver for the site distance. The site distance looking this way is around 874 feet. The requirement for the speed limit on that area would be 990 feet for mobility arterial. So the DOT provided that waiver, provided that this gets constructed. So this area was built, to the private road standards as well as this area. These two lots are considered commercial type lots, commercial activities. So this was designed as a dead end. It is a dead end street. So this part of it was designed to the commercial standards as far as the turnaround dimensions, the hammerhead dimensions. The actual property is wider here than the 60-foot right-of-way. So there's easements proposed off the right-of-way for Lot 4, granting access to Lot 3 and Lot 1. And the 120-foot by 80-foot hammerhead dimensions are met in this area. This is proposed to be paved with a 45-foot radii in accordance with the town standards for a commercial hammerhead. Where this back area is proposed to be more for residential type use, there's a proposed easement with a smaller hammerhead that would meet the standards for the residential hammerheaded turnaround. So essentially with the easements, Lot 1 is proposed to stay as is, the driveway removed with the new entrance. Lot 3, there was a previous DEP stormwater permit and a NERPA Tier 1 permit for some wetlands. This wetland used to connect in here. Those wetlands have been permitted and modified, and that stormwater permit, we're not proposing any new wetland impacts, so that stormwater permit would need to be amended. We have that application all ready to go, just waiting for this meeting to see if there's any significant changes, and then that will get filed. There is an existing driveway, a narrow driveway and a culvert that was constructed through this area, which did impact a little bit of this wetland. So that's proposed to be restored, revegetated, and turned back to its previous condition as part of this. Other than that, everything on the site complied with the original permit. And just, I guess, a little bit on the site grading and drainage. So this shows the site grading. There is an area off-site that all drains down in this direction. It does so in the existing and proposed conditions. The way we've designed the grading, we are collecting the stormwater that comes down from off-site, also some that comes from Lot 1. It gets picked up in the ditch here and actually gets conveyed down to the roadside ditch on the DOT highway. There's an existing entrance here that's been built with kind of sandy gravel, if you've seen it. It's got a culvert. It's currently eroding pretty bad. So that would all this culvert would get replaced. The culvert doesn't have quite enough cover over it, so it's proposed to go deeper and resolve that. The existing impervious areas and the proposed street, the street is all graded, with the exception of the very end of it, is all graded to come back this way, and then along here to a under-drain soil filter, basically rebuilding the one that's there to accommodate not only the existing impervious areas, but the proposed from the new roadway. So any areas in here also get conveyed. There's an existing ditch that takes things down that way. That would get improved. And then, of course, the rest of this entrance would get removed and the ditch would get graded accordingly. We're also proposing some utility extensions as part of this whole street project. Water and sewer are located on both sides of Main Street. And then we're proposing overhead power and telecom cables to come to the site, and then all underground utilities up through the site to accommodate not only some future development here, but if the access road ends up going out into the next lot, there would be utilities available there. And I guess just to discuss comments a little bit, we did receive some feedback from the DOT just recently. They basically just had 2 comments on the proposed design. They are going to require the removal of the Top Gun entrance in conjunction with rebuilding this. They also provided a comment stating that they support removing the south entrance as soon as possible, which is already partially removed. But they want to make sure that the comment basically said that the ditch needs attention and the inslope and backslope need to be rebuilt. So we're working with DOT and just updating the paperwork on that and updating the entrance permit to coincide with these plans. We've also been through the comments that Tim provided from Teradyne. He provided a good list of comments. We've gone through those. We've been updating the drawings and preparing our response. We're pretty close to being able to submit those back to Tim for review. We really didn't take any exception to any of the comments. We've added the tree clearing limits to the site as requested or as recommended. We're going to put the site distances that were measured from the entrance permit on the plan. Tim did note, and I should note as well, that when we did the sizing of this stormwater pond, we put in a couple of potential duplexes in this lot 4 area up here. Those aren't being proposed under this application, but we wanted to make sure that the pond was sized accordingly, so if this area does get developed in the future, we're not going back and updating drainage and so forth. So we just wanted to make sure that, we had everything sized properly. Again, the stormwater permit has been put together and ready to submit. One of Tim's comments was suggesting a diversion berm along the wetland. Currently, this whole area just drains towards this corner. This is the low corner of the site. So this soil filter would pick up runoff from the whole area. This side of the road would get ditched down around and into the basin that way. We would be agreeable, and we've actually added to the plans a little diversion berm that will keep this area from going directly into the wetlands. It will reroute and go into the pond that way. And then there were a couple of suggestions on the stormwater model, looking at a couple at a time, the concentration flow paths, the catchment areas. checking the 25-year storm, basically going through the spillway independently. We ran a lot of those numbers today. Everything seems to work, doesn't change the findings of the stormwater. We've been working with Sterling Stormwater in Wyndham to get a maintenance agreement at least drafted and get that process going. And then we did submit a waiver from the phosphorus standard where this is going to DEP. It's gonna all get collected and treated through this soil filter, which effectively removes phosphorus. We did request a waiver there. And then Tim suggested potentially a waiver for the peak flow standard that's required by the town. And I'll explain that just a little bit. Okay, so looking at the drainage plan, like I said, there's an off-site area that drains onto our site. There's actually, we called it study point 2 in the analysis, but this area up here, kind of the end of lot 4, this is a drainage divide where this runoff goes in this direction and the rest of this area goes in this direction. So this area is currently undeveloped. This whole site is kind of a scattered, open and wooded area. There's trees throughout, but it is kind of open in here, but otherwise undeveloped. So in the proposed condition, we did everything we could as far as the grading to get the impervious areas to come back this way into to be treated in the pond. However, this comes up over the hill and it slopes down pretty good there. So this very end of the road actually drains off in this direction. And it's a very small amount of impervious area, but just the way the numbers worked with the runoff curve numbers, it did bump it up one number, which showed an increase in peak flow. Overall area, you can see, is a little bit smaller. The drainage area to study point 2 is smaller than the pre-development condition, where it's a little bit bigger, it comes down in here. But just having that little extra impervious area bump the number up, we don't really think that the actual peak flows are going to be any different from pre to post, but the stormwater model showed the numbers that with the increase that it would. So it's kind of a rounding thing with the curve numbers, but that was the results. So that's it in a nutshell, I guess. We'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Well, I guess I'll ask a question right off the bat. We've seen this application a bunch of different times and different maturations, so forth, so on. Last time we dealt with it, I think it was an informational or something that Joe had come in himself and a few other things. What exactly, to the best of your knowledge, is happening with the existing building that's on lot 3?
Well, I would let Stacy
Well, we did
answer
have it
that.
listed for sale, and we had a few potential buyers. So unfortunately, when we purchased the property, we purchased for cash, and our attorney did not catch that what had been done was not properly done. So we now find ourselves that we actually purchased under the other LLC, Poland Main Street LLC, Lot 4 and the 25 acres behind it. So we own all of it now so that we could finally get it done properly. So we worked with Stuart Davis, We hired him to do a lot of work, and now we're working with Sebago to help us get to the finish line. So eventually, we would love to sell that. Like I said, we lost 2 different buyers to put businesses in that location, which would be wonderful for the town. But now we don't know yet who might purchase the building, so we don't want to do anything to the existing building until we have the access.
The only reason I bring that up is when we looked at this as the road, it had more stacking traffic coming off 26. If, say, the building on the left, hypothetically, what was it gonna be, Tim Hortons? Oh, Aroma Joe's. Say you had something like that, and you had a circular pattern around, and then you had potential for people coming out of the gun club and out of, say, a restaurant or a drive-through. So that first intersection where you have a straight across match is when Jim Seymour was here, we were talking about this with, is that seemed to be an issue.
Well, I think the last purchaser, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Was actually just gonna use it to like store a lot of equipment there and have very few employees who would be in and out. It was like, Reggio something. So again, I think we wouldn't be, if it had to be a limited more type of use to who, how we could sell that parcel, we even contemplated making that residential if it could be as well, knowing the need for residential housing in Maine.
I'd also add that if it was going to be a traffic generator like an Aroma Joe's or Dunkin' Donuts or something like that, that would trigger a traffic movement permit, and they'd have to look at doing dedicated left turn lanes and all of that stuff. So that would have to be addressed if something like that was to be proposed.
The DOT permit is still just for the gun shop and the gun range. So whatever they do over there is gonna have to be reviewed by DOT again.
So that's just for the gun club to get rid of the other entrance point.
That's what
That's
what
that-
they submitted was, and it
Okay.
specifically says to serve retail gun shop and shooting range. That's the only thing that this DOT entrance allows.
It does say that it allows up to 99 peak hour.
Right, but they'd have to
trips, yeah.
review it for anything other than that gun shop.
And that's currently underway.
So throughout the documentation, I noted 3 different proposals that you may have. In your letter that was dated on 24/25, beyond it, that says something, the area of development for the proposed solar energy system. Further in the back, there's a notation of 2 duplexes, there's a notation of condo buildings, then there's a notation of 19 single homes. Which one is the intention?
I don't know about the solar.
No.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but those were,
It's
if
on the
they're in there,
second
they
page
were
of that letter, so.
inadvertently submitted, but it's basically just, we're not proposing anything, no new buildings, just the street that you see right there.
But the street has intention, right? You're not just building a street for a street, so.
Correct.
And you noted the condo or the duplex proposal, and then you noted that you might sell the building.
Well, it should have a commercial use, the building that's there. Like I said, we've had a few different people approach us, but we haven't been able to get to a sale because there was never an approved access.
But the approved access is for the gun club.
Currently.
This would approve access to that building. It would get them access. It would not get them DOT approval until whatever use.
Just a lot of ideas here that I think are great, especially to your point about housing. It just feels to me like the intention here, should probably have a further thought pattern. Because it might create rework for you.
I think Jim had meant to go over that with us, but he didn't, so.
Yeah, as Stacy said, there is a 25-acre parcel back here that eventually connects to, I believe it's Wedgewood Circle, or at least connects to that development. We're currently looking at that. We have there are some wetlands on that site. We have somebody looking at that next week. So that is, being considered, I guess, at this time.
Down the road.
This is just for the road.
At this juncture,
It just,
it's
there was a lot
just
of,
get this area cleaned up, get the stormwater in place, and get utilities and a roadway into the site for Lot 4.
Okay. Anybody else here have a question? We'll do the checklist first, and then we'll take your questions before we do the forms.
Thank you.
So with all this reworking of the stormwater ponds and all this other stuff, we're gonna have third-party review, relook at all that after they,
Well, yeah, I mean, we haven't got a response back from, or any changes back, so we're gonna have to table it.
so is water and sewer stubbed off on that side of the road?
Water is across the road, sewer is on that side.
There's not a hydrant on that side up by Top Gun?
The hydrant is actually
Or is it down by the,
down a
the
little
other side.
further, it's
it's down by the old one?
down here, yeah.
So nothing's changing with Lot 3, so I mean, landscaping plan is on file.
Yeah, I would, obviously it's gonna have to come back with it, whatever comes in there.
All right. Traffic count. So just so I understand once again, stormwater and all that stuff has been calculated for Lot 3 and Lot 4 with the potential of 2 duplexes going on Lot 4. That's all taken into the calculation of this.
Correct.
And utilities are dead ending where?
Right
All
up
the way
at the
there,
end of the
okay.
road.
So just to put you on the hot seat.
That's okay.
And it says financial capabilities.
Mhm.
So you wrote a letter from your company saying your company has financial capabilities to do,
Yes.
to do the road.
Yes. Yeah, we're a private lender, self-funded.
Is that good enough?
We've been lending in Maine for 12, 13 years. Massachusetts and New Hampshire as well.
Do you have a determination of roughly what this project's gonna cost?
Somewhere around 250,000 with the utilities.
How's the board feel on this?
Typically, it has to be a third party given an evaluation of the solvency of that entity, because you can't, it's like saying you're financing yourself. I mean, even if you were, you have to still show financial capability, typically, if, in transactions I've been involved in. I mean, that's, I'm just saying that's something that you have to have somebody other than yourself saying, I have the capability
Maybe
of
our
financing.
accountant,
Pardon me?
our accountant.
Yeah, this application's gonna probably be tabled anyhow, because we're waiting for some stuff to come back, but, you know, we're not asking for, let's see your whole books, but an accountant, CPA, anything, just saying that the financial capabilities of doing a $250,000 project are well within your means.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think something just as quick and simple as that we can fall back on.
Just cleans it up, that's all.
And have that over to you momentarily.
No, that's fine.
Are you the accountant?
I can work on it.
Okay, I'm gonna put received on that, don't give me a bad name by saying it's received, okay?
Okay.
Just to get it, things going forward, so. All right, that's the checklist, so can I have a motion on the checklist, please?
I can make a motion that we approve the checklist for the formal site plan application, UC Properties LLC, Main Street, Poland, map 47, lots 3 and 4. Should 1 be in there as well? No, we're really not dealing with
Not
that.
doing it.
Just 3 and 4, okay. As submitted, complete.
Second, please,
Second.
discussion, all those in favor? All right, we're gonna have to table this because we're still waiting for permits and so forth. But I do wanna get to the audience members, so, yeah, you can sit right there, we actually, there's mics up in the ceiling, so if you could,
Carl Aiken, and I'm my wife Rachel Aiken, we own the property right across the street from the gun shop. And we've done battle ever since Joe bought the property over there and started reshaping the land and draining it. And so this evening, to hear that they're gonna restore the pond, here's the new building,
Yeah,
where's
that's-
the pond?
that's over here.
Right here.
Yeah.
When they came before you and asked about building this building, and the DEP said, all right, you can do that, and the drainage is gonna do here. They put a makeshift pond in there, and we complained about it and not being maintained. And then he landscaped the property here, so it was all draining. What is happening at this period of time is the water is coming off this property down here and in the culvert and flooding our land, making wetland that was not there originally. So this news about restoring this and getting it up to date is fantastic. The only part we have a question on now, you're still talking about dumping from lot number 1 into the culvert here that runs down 26 and then comes across the street right here. And then there's another one that comes across the street on our property. This one has been dumping quite a bit of water. This one is really a nuisance. So I would, if you're gonna put a street in and having it coming changing the flow and coming to this pond. 100%. I mean, we came here when they did this one, and then we talked about Auburn Housing and that road. How's this gonna affect Auburn Housing entrance? That's still further down, so that won't affect this new street here. Do you have any other questions, Rich?
Covered it.
So, yes, we're 100% supporting it. If we have a real strict pond here and not putting the water all from here all the way across the street and flooding us out. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Brian, you got it?
No, I'm good tonight, thank you. I just, I'm a butter off of Hines Road. Our property abuts Joe's, or now it's yours, I believe. Congratulations, and I wish you luck, and
Yeah, we just wanna make sure everything's done right. You know, I'm sorry we haven't stepped in sooner, but we didn't actually have the ability to until we acquired ownership. Because it was Lot 4 that controlled this. So we made sure we purchased it last month, and now that's why we've been working with Stuart and Jim and Bill, and we're gonna get it all done right. So you can have the assurance on that.
as long as it's legal and tastefully done, that's all I care
I'm an
about.
attorney as well, so it will be legal.
Very good.
Whatever they tell us to do, we're gonna
And
do.
he's the
Very good.
GC,
They're
so
a
we're
good
all
bunch
good.
of, good group of people
Yeah.
here, so,
Okay.
If you
thank
see
you.
us around, any questions, come over and
Right.
see us.
Excellent.
Please, don't
Thank you.
hesitate at all.
Beautiful. Great.
All right, so I guess we're gonna have to table these building permits.
I can make a motion
And
for
the
that.
DOT, so, yeah.
I'll make a motion that we table the full site plan application for US Properties, UC Properties, LLC, Main Street, map 47, lot 3 and 4. Until more information is available.
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor? So you just got a few things you gotta pick up from the permits, Scott's saying on the road stuff, and DOT stuff.
Yep, we'll get that taken care of, and we'll see you soon.
All righty,
Okay.
appreciate you coming in.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you very
Yep.
much, thank you.
Well, thanks for investing in Poland, I really appreciate that.
Looking forward to it.
Yes.
All right, so the next thing we have,
Yeah, we're trying to put a nice business in there.
Yeah.
Come finish the meeting.
We'll talk outside.
that would be wonderful.
Thank you.
We're gonna hope to get home as well.
All right, take care.
All right, so we got a road name application for just 2 lots off of Route 11 there, Brian Merrill. Or I should say Just Right Incorporated, map 10 lots 9B and 10.
Sarah really wants the second one.
I really want the second one.
Okay, Just Right Way, Just for Now Drive,
Just for now drive, come on.
and Temp Road.
I mean, come on, that's just perfect.
I kinda like it too.
See, where do you live? I live at 11 Just for Now Drive. I mean, come on.
I just live there for now.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Even if you lived there for 50 years.
Just now.
That's
We'll leave
right.
that one.
Yeah.
Kemp Road is almost as
I was
good.
thinking-
You know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Now, we all know that
That's
part.
why I think that's a bad idea, but.
Okay, so consensus then, you wanna go with the second choice? No one cares, but someone's pushing one or the other, so.
I think we should go with the first choice, because that was their first choice. There's nothing similar to any of those names.
Just right away, yeah.
Did they care? Did they just be?
Well, that was
They
his
put it
first choice.
first, so I would assume that was their first choice. I tried to
I don't
find
get
something
to
that was
vote,
similar.
but I was like, oh, that's really good.
Temp Road.
That's as good as We Like It. Have you seen that road name? Not spelled as we like it either.
I know.
All right, so
Maybe
we've
that,
got
that-
findings of fact for the formal shoreline
Wait,
zoning
we have to vote
application.
on that.
No, I'm sorry, make a motion to pass on the Just Right.
Just right way.
Right Way as the road name for the map 10, lot 9B, and 10 for Just Right Inc.
I'll second it.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't, I said,
Okay, I'll make the motion that what Brian, I'm saying, you call him, yeah, I'll make a motion that, the recommended, Just Right Way for a road name on, near for Brian Merrill, Just Right Inc. And really, we can't say it's off Route 11, I guess, that's all we say, right?
Second.
any questions, all in favor?
No? Okay.
All right, and the last one's the formal shoreline zoning application for Karen and Eric Ross, 619 Bakerstown Road, map 28, lot 5.
I'll make a motion that we approve the finding facts of conclusive law for formal shoreline zoning application Karen and Eric Ross, 619 Bakerstown Road, map 28, lot 5.
Second.
Discussion?
I just wanna know what they landed on with the deck size. Remember we were doing math last
They
time?
have not got anything back to me yet, so
So can we move forward?
there's conditions in there that.
There's conditions in there
Okay.
that it has to be brought back and has to be approved by
Okay.
Scott.
Remember we were doing rough math?
Yeah, all the
sitting there
numbers
night.
are in there that they proposed, but then the condition is for them to come back with new numbers.
Okay,
And then I'll review the size.
fine.
Do we have a second?
I seconded
Oh, you
it, but
did.
then I
thought-
don't, I asked my
that-
question.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm good.
All those in favor?
I'm in favor.
All right, now comes the fun part. Who wants to sit in the big boy chair here and check all the boxes?
So, right now, obviously you're chair, George is vice chair, and John is secretary. You have all been in that position for 2 consecutive years, so you cannot be in those positions again for another year.
I nominate Cheryl. I think she nominated me when I wasn't here last time.
And unfortunately, David, I don't know that you can vote because this is it has to be just the regular members. Just so you know,
Okay.
no offense.
No, no problem.
All right, chair, who wants chair?
Wait, oh, she just said none of you can, so John can't take chair, can he?
Yeah.
Yes,
No, no,
no,
you
he
can't.
can't be secretary,
You can't be in your own.
they can't stay in the
Oh,
current
I
Same
see.
position
You
for
said something about
four.
their other, yes.
Yeah, they can't stay in their current positions for another year. So Jim can be, he can be vice, he
I can
can be
be-
secretary, he can be nothing. George can be chair, secretary, or regular member. John can be chair, vice chair, or just a regular member.
So I'll take nominations for chair, please.
Heather.
I second that.
Oh, my goodness. I was gonna go for secretary, start working my way up.
That's Cheryl, I already nominated Cheryl.
Do you feel comfortable enough to do it? You wanna do it?
You want me to run the meetings then,
Yeah.
yes?
Yes, that would be what you would do.
They're both right beside you.
Yeah.
Hardest part is that checklist thing.
That actually doesn't
Go like
scare
this.
me. Okay, yeah, that's totally fine, as long as you have my back. Okay.
So, we have a second on that?
Fast fries.
I second it.
George, okay, all those in favor?
Wait, who did we nominate?
Heather.
Okay, I thought we voted, sorry, yes, 4-0, great.
Vice chair.
Vice chair, I can nominate Jim for vice chair.
Second
Or
that.
you
Second
can
that.
get back your-
Second that.
Perfect. I'll be texting you in the
Yeah.
afternoon.
I don't usually have my phone on.
And secretary.
Cheryl.
I think Cheryl,
Cheryl.
I nominate Cheryl.
Yeah, me
Second.
too.
I'll second that.
Okay. And a vote?
I'll abstain for voting for myself,
Well, yes.
and then
I'm voting for you, Jim.
Okay.
You can vote for
you're
Jim.
gonna vote for me.
I will vote for you, yes. I didn't know, I thought we were on Cheryl here,
No,
so
no, we-
I
we-
lost track.
We just went through
We're
the.
jumping back and forth.
All right, so there's 3-0 on that, and then a vote for Cheryl,
Sure,
and then all 4 of us.
absolutely.
I'll text her.
Okay. Good for you.
Got her back, okay.
All right.
Glad I
Um,
came tonight.
And you can, and Heather, you can tell Cheryl she's gonna be filling out the paperwork from now on since she's secretary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have that, yeah.
Delegate something.
There you go, look at that.
Uh,
All right, so
anything
I
else?
suppose we should probably hang on to this then.
Yeah.
Yep, hang on to that one,
Jesus.
the big one,
Gun
the
club.
bigger one.
Bigger of the two.
I thought
Ew.
we'd get rid of a few of them, but.
Anything
All
else?
right, any other business, John?
Nope.
Good to have you back. Dave?
Nope, I'm good.
No. Heather?
Nope.
I'm good. George?
I'm good.
Anything big coming in that you,
Jesus, don't say it, you're on
Do we have
that.
anything?
Second and fourth?
Right now,
Second
we
and
don't
fourth,
have
yeah.
anything for the next meeting in August.
I meant
We
the next
do have something for
I need to get someone in here.
the
so-
26th, I think the second meeting, whatever the second meeting in August is. However, the deadline is a week from this Thursday, so there's time.
all right, I guess that's it then. So one final motion,
It's a long month.
motion to
Make
adjourn.
a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All those in favor? All right, everybody.
Do you want another copy of that lease or not? Do you need it?
I'll take it and
Just in case.
and recycle it, but I thought I stuck with it.
Well, you've got more to recycle here. So.